Alright, hi there guys. So today we're going to be taking on the Earthen Peak. I have no idea how far we're going to be going, but we're going to split the episodes up. We might end up doing 2 episodes kind of per thing, because I'm just going to be stopping the recording. And that is a lot of delay on it. You know, we got way more than enough Estus, so we should be fine. There's a guy beyond here. Okay. So that does not stagger him, sadly. It would be really nice if it did, but apparently does not. Let's try our new... Well, that's not what I wanted. Anyway, so we're going to be breaking up the episodes between kind of little pause breaks. Alright. A little bit on edge there. Probably should go find the save point. The bonfire over here. Then we'll start doing stuff. Since we got that heavy crossbow, we really don't need to go downstairs. Ah, crap. Easy enough. Light our torch. If you're on this area, one thing that's going to help is lighting this so that the boss's room is not poisoned. So what's happening is the tower is sucking poison up to Mytha because she's in love with the old Iron King, and he does not think she's beautiful enough. So kind of what's happening is she's filling her body with these poisons to try to make herself more beautiful so that he'll love her. And, yeah, that's what's going on there. And they can shut this door with this little thing there. That is not good to do. I really like how they kind of give you a clue that you can come out here with that item there, but it's not expressly stated. It's just good level design.
Agent. I'm on the run. You're a few. Yeah, it's got. You want to? I can. But why? Yep. Have you no? I let you off.
All right.
Oh. Go. Oh. Well, apparently, there's this monster lady, right? And the poison, well, does wonders for her body. You know, the health and beauty. And I thought only human women were so petty. That creature, she was human once, you know? Yeah. In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband, he had feelings for another. The princess was desperate and sought eternal hope that it would restore. Before long, the princess's ire transformed her in... Now, listen here. When did... Long ago. We say Drangleic now, but countless kingdoms have... And this won't be the last. That damned hag just can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burned. God, I'm not going to die. Fine then. All the best.
Her old flame, huh? Probably an homage to the old Iron King, so... That's kind of the story of Mytha right there. So... I think one thing that this game has been missing a lot of, and one thing people are really excited for, kind of the remake for, is the extra characters. And I think a lot of things that happen in games is they lose that kind of character. And so you have these different characters in this game, and it's not that they're necessarily bad characters, it's that they're not interesting. And in Dark Souls, a lot of whether or not they're interesting is their story. And in this case, I'm not actually sure if that's the reason that a lot of people don't find them interesting. I think a lot of it comes down to, in Dark Souls 1, the character design was just so outlandish and so foreign that it matched the world. And in this new game, it's not really like that. So let me give you an example. So you have the onion head guy from the first Dark Souls. Very different kind of armor, very interesting. Didn't really kind of match anything that you're used to seeing. And in Dark Souls 2, we don't really have that. Everyone kind of looks like they belong. And there isn't kind of that interesting character. Benhard, he looks like he belongs. He's wearing, the armor of his area, and it looks kind of just like normal armor. It doesn't look necessarily different at all. And I'm going the wrong way. So let's go. Someone following me, apparently. Maybe not. Interesting. Alright. Here we are. There's an item under there. I just do not really care about it right now. What? Wait, is that a dead body? Oh. Great. Come on. Oh, I am lucky there. And you also had Big Hat Logan, right? Enormous hat, interesting character, interesting story. And kind of the most you get in Dark Souls 2 is Lucatiel, because, you know, she's got this interesting clothing, doesn't look anything like kind of what you're used to.
We went.
But, yeah.
Well, this treasure, I don't. Well, this treasure, I don't.
And I've seen this happen in a lot of different games, especially recently. So, you know, another game that I kind of think this happened to is Morrowind. So if you look at Morrowind, there's very outlandish characters, very interesting looking. I am so going to die. Yeah, this is not helping at all. Alright. Wait, what? Did she break the poison pot by herself? Alright, the mail breaker as the second weapon is not working at all. And we need a little bit extra to jump. So what you can do at this part if it's tripping you up is you want to jump towards the left there. That's going to make it a lot easier. I hope there isn't anything in this chest. I completely forget. But so Morrowind, it was this really outlandish kind of land, very... Oh! Very interesting characters and that kind of thing going on. And then you go to Oblivion and you still have kind of the interesting characters because it's all the same races as before. But it's not the same. You know, the land in Morrowind, you have these huge mushrooms. You have just interesting, weird things going on. You know, right out of the main city, this guy kind of falls out of the sky and just lands on the ground and dies. And you're left thinking, what in the world's going on? And... Alright. So we need this, I hope. Nope, can't even use that. Maybe this? Is it just the weapon? Fantastic. Why did I equip that if I can't even use it? That's the real question. Whatever. We'll have to figure that out later. And then in Oblivion, you kind of just have, you know, grassy, green land, very kind of what you'd expect. In Morrowind, there's these buildings built out of trees and roots and all kinds of crazy things. And in Oblivion, you kind of just get cookie-cutter dungeons, which, to be fair, you get in Morrowind too, but just the overall game feels completely different, and it's why, like, every time there's a new Elder Scrolls game, people make a huge mod to try to bring back Morrowind, because it's the game that kind of just... I'm actually going to turn this off so I can see what I'm doing. Which is a little cheating, but, you know, whatever. It's kind of, what happens is the world was just such an interesting, diverse place. It wasn't just kind of one theme overarching everything. And I like that about Dark Souls, and it's something I'm worried about in Bloodborne, that if it is just all Victorian vistas, you know, is it going to get boring? Like, you can only have so many... hopefully that doesn't poison me.
In any case, the treasure...
You know, you can only have so many different kind of areas in the same theme before it starts to get boring. At least with Dark Souls, because the game's slower paced. I didn't really have a problem with it in, you know, Dishonored. And sometimes you have to do that for the story, but I mean, if they were going to make Dishonored and they were going to make it, you know, different towns, different things instead of just Dunwall, and different areas in general, I think that would be awesome. It's hard to do kind of an outdoor area with all that climbing and stuff, but it's definitely possible. I mean, you look at kind of Assassin's Creed and, you know, Black Flag, where they let you do all this pirate stuff. You know, that's the game that tons of people just love because of all that extra stuff that you can do. And Morrowind was kind of the same way. There was just so much crazy stuff that you could do. And then in Skyrim, you kind of have the same thing where they're... Oh, crap. So fire arrows do not break. Do iron arrows? Yes. Then we need to turn human because we're about to get to a boss fight. We also need to change our spells because right now our spells are literally worthless. Oh hey, here's a summon sign. Let's have this guy help us. Just for fun. Yeah, we should probably equip a different weapon at this point. I guess he put his summon sign in a pretty sucky spot. That lasted all of 2 seconds. So, not the best. He's back. Clearly has a lot of faith in himself. Or maybe he just wants kind of easy points, because I'm probably going to summon Jester Thomas too. And Jester Thomas does not need any help fighting this boss, because Jester Thomas is ridiculously good. One thing you can do is you can dual wield maces in power stands. That helps too. Hi! Alright. So, but yeah, so Jester Thomas. I'm actually surprised that they didn't aggro when I was there. This guy apparently hates me. Alright. Really? Just come on, man. Come on. We don't need to go up there. We can. I actually don't even remember what's up here, but yeah, let's not go in there. Okay, so there's some sort of Jesus. So if you want to kill that guy, bring Jester Thomas. He'll take care of everything for you. But yeah, so this is going to be a pretty easy boss fight. All I have to do is stay alive. It's essentially what goes on. Now if I were smart, I'd just equip a shield. But that's boring. We want... Ow. It's kind of we'll heal up just in case. Come on, Jester Thomas. So basically we're counting on iframes right now. Don't know what she did, but alright. Oh. That's good. I'm not sure if this is true, but I hope that depending on wow. Okay. I hope that depending on if you have multiple people in the battle or just one, she has different attacks. I don't think that's true, but I hope, you know, that they do that in other places. But yeah, so that's that. Not a very long episode. We're probably going to just pause, and there's a lot of things that we kind of need to do before we take on. We're gonna skip Smelter for right now because he's just a pain in the ass without people helping you, and yeah, we're not gonna deal with him right now. But what we will do is we'll kind of go get some items, actually, you know, upgrade some items, see what we want to do. I'll choose kind of a new weapon, since what I've been using right now is so weak that it's really not helping us at all. But, so that was today's episode. Next week's I'm going to listen to kind of the episodes that I've recorded so far, see if there's anything I want to change, anything that could make it better. Hopefully, you know, this is all kind of a learning thing for me because I haven't really done live videos. I usually have a page of notes next to me, and it's just much easier to kind of make that kind of content. So really what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to entertain you guys and offer some sort of, you know, positive look on things. But the thing is, I've already played through Dark Souls, so I kind of know a lot of what's going on. And a lot of those fun Let's Plays kind of type deal are the person playing doesn't have any idea, so they're allowed to kind of act along with it. And Dark Souls is a really hard game to kind of do that with because, you know, most of it is just kind of guidance, like saying your ideas, your opinions, that kind of thing. And then going with that, it's not kind of this idea of you can just have fun with it. And I think that's what we're going to try to do next time, is just have some fun, talk about random things, but react better to kind of what's going on, because I'm already used to kind of everything that could happen. And, you know, there's still those hilarious moments, but, you know, we'll see what goes on. So hopefully next episode will be even better than this episode, and hopefully this episode wasn't that bad. So take care, guys, and have a great week.